Okay, so entrepreneurs are riddled with great ideas, and sometimes those ideas are huge breakthroughs and your company skyrockets, and other times, you have a great idea but the wrong strategy. So I see this all the time. So I want to share with you, how do you know you even have a good idea? And how do you know what strategy to put with it to generously be able to go out to market and have your company just explode? So a great example is this. So first and foremost, actually, before I jump into this, I'm going to say something. If you want more videos like this, subscribe to my channel, because of the fact that I'm going to teach you entrepreneurship on a level that you would normally have to pay for it on my channel. So pay attention. I'm going to teach you pricing, packaging, how to make offers, how to fail quicker, all those type of things. But today I'm going to show you, how do you take that great idea, match it with the right strategy to explode your company and not spin your wheels, right? There's nothing worse than going through your day and it's like you're in front of the computer all alone with that little light looking back at you, and at the end of the day, you still haven't made the income that you want or the impact that you want. So that's a strategy and idea thing. So I have a client, and she has spent basically her entire life searching for Mr. Right. Even when we were kids, she was just that type of girl that was always dating. She was always, just always looking perfect. Like she just had that girl, like she was that girl that you kind of looked at and you're like, oh my God, she's always perfect all the time. That was that girl. Now she's actually my client. And what's crazy is that success leaves clues, meaning that there's clues in your background that actually determine what you should do today. My makeup artist always says that when she was a little girl, she drew on the walls, she drew everywhere, and now she's like a Hollywood makeup artist. So pay attention. The first lesson is pay attention to what you've always done. We really underestimate, the thing that we're great at. Often we create these careers or these offers that we make in the world because we actually think somebody will buy it. I actually want you to start further back. I want you to look at what have you been doing your entire life, and how can that be used in a way that creates an explosive result in the marketplace? So that's step number one. Step number two is, here's what my client did. She's finally created a whole business around how to find a high quality man. So after dating a ton of narcissists and guys that, the guy that breaks your heart all the time, dating those type of guys, she got serious with herself and she created a methodology that worked. It's now worked for tons of other women. And so this methodology helps you land a high quality man. That's not what's important. What's important is, now that she understands what she's offering, now what happens is the entrepreneurial curse. You start to create all these things out of these amazing ideas, and they're amazing ideas. And one of her ideas was a ring. She got this beautiful ring created that she got created in China. It's this gorgeous ring, and she's like, I'm gonna create an e-commerce site. Like, she was so excited to just empower women to put this ring on their finger so that they would not forget that hope needs to stay alive in their heart and in their head, that they could find the right guy. And so I loved her movement. I loved her idea with the essence of reminding the women not to settle for less in their life. However, I did not like the idea of her creating an e-commerce site. You see, she's just finally learned how to make a few $100,000 a year, multiple six figures in a coaching company, doing boot camps, doing, 2-day events, things like that. And she's off and running. And her plan is going to go over 7 figures next year, which, by the way, I'm not doing any sort of income claims. I'm not going to ever say you're going to make that type of money, but I just want to share what she's doing with the intention of knowing that obviously she's on the right path. However, this ring, her starting an e-commerce site and selling it, it made a lot of sense in her head, because she's like, well, all these women can have hope. It's not expensive. It also works at the beginning of my funnel where, it's a lower priced item for people to actually come into, our network, so I can influence them. So essentially they can find the man of their dreams. I'm like, I love your heart. Like, I loved my client's heart. However, starting an e-commerce site, when she just started a coaching site, it's like she just got this plate off the ground. Why would you want to learn an entirely new business model? E-commerce is an entirely new business model, which means that all the years that she worked her little tushy off to get to this level where she's making multiple 6 figures is like she's starting at the bottom, which means that there's marketing costs, there's learning curves, there's all of that. So what if, And this is where I want you to start thinking about your stuff. Like, think about your great ideas. Think about one that you cannot get off your heart. Like, and if you haven't landed on that yet, it's coming. Right? It's coming if you just loosen up a little bit and you allow the space for a great idea to pop in. So when you land on a great idea that you can't get rid of, instead of starting a new business, because there is going to be some level, if you really step back, you're going to realize a lot of times it's creating a new program, a new division, a new product. Instead of like going down that, unless you've got a product that you're selling that you're already making 7 figures with, instead of going down creating another vertical, I call it, I want you to actually like think about this story. So with my client and her ring that she made, I said, what if, like we could impact 10,000 women's life? What if this ring actually meant that when this ring was given to a woman, that they can remember to keep their standard up, that the high quality man's coming, and all the things that you teach to be successful? What if that ring was something that not only your clients carried 3, 4, or 5 in their purses, and when they met a woman, because single women hang out with each other all the time, tribes like connect based on like what they're interested in. So that's why your friends change as you make more money, because unless they make more money with you, which is why I highly recommend that you take people with you when you're studying in a community or you're going to an event, take people with you, because the fact that you don't want to succeed without your friends. And so single women hang out with each other. So I said, have your clients buy 4 or 5 of the rings, have them in their purse, and every time they meet a woman that wants to find that high quality man, have her gift it to them. And the ring actually has like it's not really a gift certificate. It's like what is it called? Like a certificate. It's like a little piece of paper, like a tag, like a Christmas tag, right? It's connected to the ring, and there's a message on it for them to call a number. And when they call the number, it's how they get started in their first step in finding their high quality man. So they have a reason to call. So they call, and my client is on the other end of that line. It's a recorded message. You can use something like Audio Acrobat. It's very inexpensive right now. I think it's $19 a month. And she can leave a voice message for them that they can hear that actually starts to give them their first step in finding their high quality man. What we're doing right now is actually creating a funnel. This is actually creating a funnel, but it's creating a funnel with the intention of a movement. It's a lot more easier to talk about like, what's your mission? Well, my mission is, I'm like, what are you up to? I'm up to putting this ring on 10,000 women's hands and empowering other women who are single to look up and empower other women. So it becomes an empowerment campaign that is a good cause. It's like Tom's shoes. Every time you buy Tom's shoes, there's a child that gets a pair of shoes. Like when you actually change your business model so that you're making an intention to create a movement, you're going to find that not only is it easy to talk about, but people love to share it. People love to share it. This is not something you can manipulate. This is something that needs to come from within. So my client now, people call into this line, and then the minute they call into this line, they're actually sent to a course that is really a high value course that is free for them to actually start working through the steps. She has a complete methodology to start working through the steps to get these women out there. At that point, that also triggers someone on the coaching team to call them, and now you have a human-to-human connection. If it makes sense to make that person an offer, they can now make them an offer. So what I did was I actually just gave you her whole funnel. And you could reverse engineer that for yourself, but what makes this work is really having a mission that's bigger than yourself. It's having an idea and a trackable moment, meaning that when you put a number on the end of a movement, now you can track it. Now you can communicate. So I have her literally emailing her database and talking online on Facebook Lives. It gives her a reason to talk about something powerful about where they're at. So maybe one week there's only 2 rings that go. Then all of a sudden there's 1,000. Then there's 2,000. And then this thing just starts to pick up. So I just ask you to rethink some of your models. Instead of like talking about your coaching program or your product or your service, I hear it all the time, like nobody really cares. I mean, yes, I have a business coaching program. You can come get mentored by me. Nobody cares about that. They care about who you are inside. So if you want to stand out, you want to be a huge influencer, start finding a movement and stop marketing. So that's all I got for you today. I'm going to cut another video on packaging and pricing and how you start to make offers in that way. So subscribe to this channel if you want more training like this. I only put these videos on YouTube. They're not found on my Instagram or my Facebook. They're really only found here. And please comment below and let me know, what did you think about this video? Like, what stood out to you? All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.